4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Peace, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Listening Party. I'm Eric Leo 108, sociologist, philosopher, hip hop artist, and author, and I'm debuting my brand new track like I do every Friday. This week's track is called Facts and Reasoning. I'm actually pretty early. It's 12:48 right now. I usually go live at 3, but I felt good and I just wanted to get this out of the way. I got stuff to do. so, yeah, and this is totally not for children. We'll get into it from the subject matter. Um, Before we jump in, drop where you're watching from and let me know if you've read the blog post on Fiance.com. I don't know how you could have. I just posted it like 5 minutes ago. Check out the store. I could really use your support. If you hear something in the track that hits you, type it in the comments. Let's go bar for bar today. It is Pride Month, and this track is supports this. So does the next track, which is called Josh. I'm going to give you an update, then I'll read the blog post, and then we'll listen to the song, then I'll do a breakdown of the lyrics. Let's get started. Paid member shout out. Shout out to you, Tony. Who made the beat? Ryanie Beats did. Who produced the track? I did. Who does it feature? No one. I carry the whole thing. Is it Cosmic Love? In a way, it is. Um, it's the recognition of cosmic love or cosmic reprehends. Announcements. I just did the Monday update like a couple days ago. If you want announcements, go to that. I have nothing new to really say. Oh, I forgot. I forgot my books. I'll be talking about Farming Humans, which you can get at farminghumans.com, and then I'll talk about 108, the story of discovering Earth's consciousness. You can find all my books at ericleo108.com/books. Um, Hi. Let's see. Join my school community if you would like an education for the culture and the music business. The blog ecosystem is going well. I upload twice a week on the socioeconomic market and psychosocial philosopher. I just did a post about Jeff Bezos, about how he doesn't think he's the villain, but he really is. Like most billionaires, or all of them, because they exploit labor and they just won't recognize reality and take responsibility, which we'll talk about. That's on the socioeconomicmarket.com. Um, yeah, that's enough about the blog ecosystem. Content. Um, I've been doing content. I do a piece of content. I got to do a piece of content today, actually, now that I think about it. Um, it's my day to do content. I need at least one per week. And then Gaia and Cosmic Love. Anything? Not really. She made me miss something on the cover of The Myth of the Sun, and we fought about it, and I'm leaving it because of I'm going to talk about it in another book, in a later book. Um, but yeah, like when you have a relationship with the planet. I would like to thank El Marquis, Destiny Beats, Finico Beats, and especially Alex of Cozy Bear Beats, Josh Owens of A100 Productions, Ryan Anderson of Ryanie Beats, and Josh Gatton of Keanu Beats. As you can read about in my book 108, The Story of Discovering Earth's Consciousness, when I went out to LA in 2013, I couch surfed the whole time. If it wasn't for the gay boys, it would have ended way worse. Um, they made sure I had a place to sleep, and I'm very grateful. They took care of me. They didn't rape me. They did not rape me. They did not exploit me. They helped me. I would like to thank Leo, Richard, and especially Luis Chavez for the hospitality and friendship. I miss you, and I appreciate what you did for me to this day. I will never forget your kindness. Last week's release was telling me why. Next week's release, I think, is Josh. I still don't have. Then the week after that is Eilish. Then I don't think I have a upload for the fourth Friday yet. I got to get on that. Um, Guy is telling me just to love Emma. That, although, yeah, she's encouraging me because I kind of stopped doing it and putting it on hold. Um, Anyways, then the Mr. Congeniality album is uploaded and comes out August 28th. I'm also releasing America 2, which comes out in September. Primary source material, which I was trying to make a sales page for this week and I never got to it. Girl Talk, which is like got 2 tracks, and then Kingly, which has like 5. The Elements, which has 1, and The Game, which this track, Facts and Reasoning, is part of and has like 2. Now I read the blog post. This is what it looks like. It's what the blog looks like. Somebody's called me a cornball. Okay, whatever. It's your opinion. That's your wrong opinion. Just because you're upset. Oh. Anyways, Facts and Reasoning is my 167th official release and 239th track published. The beat is by Raini and was self-produced. This is totally not for children. Some adults won't be able to handle, let alone accept what or perceive what I'm talking about here, especially especially American conservatives, which is who I'm really referencing when I say this is totally not for children. The song is loaded, but it comes down to this. Because of Republican propaganda, Americans have a larger issue with punishing gays and trans for their mere existence than focusing on the economy. To be specific, Trump and the Republicans made Americans hate trans people and think they were the problem, while the real issue was the economy that Trump lied and distracted you from about how he was going to ruin it. And look what happened. The country is now insolvent for the first time. We had all this legislation about getting trans people out of bathrooms and all this stuff when you should have been focusing on the economy. We'll get into it. This is divine justice. You want to get all riled up about oppressing gays and black people, then okay. How about you pay more to live for being an idiot? The truth is, Trump is a con man and whipped the stupid people of America into a racist and homophobic fervor to gain power so he could leverage the economy through economic downturn to enrich himself, like a classic authoritarian move. This is exactly what happened, and whether you choose to this is what happened, and whether you choose to recognize it or not doesn't change the validity and facts of the statements I just made. I see Republicans all the time saying that trans people are creeping in bathrooms. There is no credible evidence to say that this is an issue. Conservatives and MAGA will call trans people pedophiles with no evidence or credibility and take up some moral crusade against the LGBT community. Listen to me, as a straight white male with authority, fuck you. You've been propagandized and you're hurting the country. You'll say all these things about trans people with no validity, but when a convicted felon sex criminal runs for office, you'll vote for him and defend him. You have no moral high ground. You're immoral. Shut the fuck up. The people that are so sure that homosexuality is wrong and perverse couldn't get a C on a biology test. Again, you're an idiot. Those in power distract you from the economy, which is the real issue that affects everyone, for an infinitesimal issue that is not even a problem and is used to oppress a group of people that are honest, hardworking Americans. This is like what MAGA this is like what MAGA would say all the time. Trump could cure Trump could cure cancer and you'd still hate him. When in reality Trump ended cancer research and finding a cure and MAGA still supports him. You had to you're going to learn the hard way. You had to learn the hard way, didn't you, America? Look, I'm really not some social justice warrior. I'm just not an idiot. Fuck trans people. They're not worth my time. They're only worth my time because you decided to oppress them, and I don't stand for injustice. The truth is, it is in your own self interest to ignore the LGBTQ if you don't agree, because there are way more prescient issues to address. But you're so stupid, you'll create a problem by oppressing them while ignoring and distracting from real issues that affect everyone. I honestly think Blue did this on purpose. Trump is the Obama Redux, and we're gonna get the Trump Redux soon. And that's what Blue is looking for. Economists argue that real change only comes when it affects the economy or normal people's wallets. In this way, Blue did this on purpose. Blue did this on purpose to teach you a lesson, America. This is the way I and Blue operate. Unlike a mother that will prevent you from doing something that so you don't get hurt. Let's see, where was I? Unlike a mother that will prevent you from doing something that so you don't get hurt, Blue and I will let you do it to teach you a lesson why you should never do that shit again. Blue will totally make you learn the hard way through pain. This is why I don't fuck with Blue and why I think God is vengeful, like you read about in the Bible. I worship through action and derive egalitarian logic, and the gods want peace, love, and unity, and if you don't give it to them, they will make you suffer. This is not your warped version of Jesus that shields those in power from responsibility. The gods I know will make you pay for your indecency in very real terms and in very real ways. As far as lyrics go, I say this is facts and reasonings to retort Ben Shapiro, who says facts over feelings all the time, while leveraging his faith and not facts and disseminating his feelings that are not based in truth or pronounced without or pro- and pronounced without any reasonable logic or understanding. I'm glad he's fallen off recently and happy he is finally seeing and and happy the American people are finally seeing him as the derisive anti-American Zionist he is. This is what I mean when I say I'll rub my shit in your face, America. This is what I mean when I say America will be mad when they didn't know about me sooner, because I bring real perspective, candor, understanding, and retort in the public sphere that would help the American people and public. I actually made this song as a response to Dylan Stevens, big old Texan family on Instagram. I have no problem with this dude. I started to follow him on Instagram because he sympathized with getting aggressive towards offenders, especially ones against women. Believe it or not, I appreciate the sentiment. But he made a video about how we have to keep trans people out of women's bathrooms. I responded to that video telling him there is no credible evidence to believe what he was saying. He should leave trans people out of the conversation or the rhetoric that of creepers in bathrooms, that by far and away trans people are honest, hardworking Americans, and that he should check himself because we need you, King. It went viral in his comment section, and I stand by it. I don't post anything on comment sections that I wouldn't defend with a written argument like I normally have on all my channels. Christianity can't see sex properly, and what they think is perverse is normal, and what they find normal is really perverse, like condom use, teen pregnancy, pregnancy out of wedlock, and abstinence education, which doesn't work. Christianity ruins all that because their view on sex is perverted. I know you're thinking that marriage is proof that Christianity is superior, but marriage predates Christianity and was a pagan tradition that Christianity appropriated and perverted. In honesty, in all honesty, Christians should just shut the fuck up about sex because they're the problem. As another example of this, there was recently a mass shooter as a trans person, and American got all riled up about how trans people are the enemy, while the truth is the majority of mass shooters are straight, white, conservative males. Again, shut the fuck up. This is what Obama said in one of his. This is basically what Obama said in one of his speeches. The point of this is for those in power to flood the public sphere with propaganda until the people don't know who to turn to, and it erodes public trust. Well, when the redux comes from all of this, the people will end up going after the children and families of those responsible like they should. Don't say I didn't warn you. And when I get on the mic and talk about screw their children, this is what I mean. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean you won't get yours. And in this case, if you kill the messenger, for sure it'll be your children. Mark my words. Just to put it in perspective, America is perverted when it comes to their perspective of sexuality. Probably because of Christianity as discussed. In other cultures, and especially ancient times, homosexuality was not oppressed. Mark Antony, the Roman emperor, was famously bisexual. And just so you know, Spartan men used to wear perfume and brush their hair to look beautiful and often spent a lot of time on their appearance. There is totally poetry written by Spartan soldiers about giving fellatio to their fellow soldiers. Plato talked about soldiers' homosexuality tendencies in his writings. He made it clear that gay men would fight harder and longer because they would rather die 1,000,000 times over than watch their lover die in battle. I found this out by writing a research paper in college about what caused ancient Greece to dawn upon a golden age, which I put as the appendix in my book, Farming Humans, which you can find at farminghumans.com. In other words, MAGA, you don't know shit, bitch, and shut the fuck up because you're hurting the country. That's all I wanted to say. Okay, now we listen to the track. Remember, Republicans can't recognize reality and take responsibility, so they'll probably find this offensive. This is facts and reasoning. Fuck your feelings. Transferred out of bathrooms, creeping like you're hearing. This is not issue, the truth revealing, but this country is solved and can't afford the healing. Out of all people, 1% are trans. They're like you and me, just doing what they can. Is honest, trustworthy, hardworking citizen. Impression, without prescient witnesses. They're not raping girls in women's bathrooms. They're victims of right propaganda. The Bible in your mind like sex is a perversion. Pretend that man has got a baby and you're a virgin. This facts and reasoning, fuck your feelings. Trans are not a bathrooms, creeping up your earrings. This is not issue, the truth revealing. The country is solved and it can't afford the healing. Most mass shooters and child molesters are straight white males and feel entitled to aggression. Project hate, degrade others with fear. So whites won't see the cool when they look in the mirror. Looking at me like the devil never aged. You wanna go stupid and punk me on the rap stage? You just hit a bastion and now you're up on my page. Let me make you clear, if they're guilty then go hate. Calling trans people pedophiles, it's like calling black people agitators. There is no basis for hate and color. To put it plain, I expect more from you, brother. This facts and reasoning, fuck your feelings. Trans are not a bathrooms, tripping up your hearing. This is not issue, the truth revealing. Because the country is solved and can't afford the healing. They used to wear perfume and brush their hair, show their wives with the king and breathe the rare, write poems about sucking dick. Who are they? Ancient Spartan men, the Hamoyoi, were warriors plain. They fought harder and longer because they were gay. I don't think it wrong to love, be a gift and live free, but what do I know? I just studied Greek history. There's a disconnect between actual behavior and what you think is happening. It's really a shame for you to talk a single instance when overwhelmingly LGBT gets it. Republicans for harmony, so what you're saying is called trans people pedophiles with no evidence to say it's wild. Everyone in office in society's medicine, you got me real fucked up saying that monsters innocent. This is facts and reason. Fuck your feelings. Trans are not in bathrooms creeping like you're hearing. This is a non-issue, the truth revealing, cause the country ain't solving and can't afford the healing. What's really going on? Propaganda by Republicans. Billionaire interests want us fighting among us. Nothing in the Bible about gays, you really are a fool. To think Jesus would hate instead of love to rule. You wouldn't pass biology, so give me that hogwash about what's a woman when you're perspective white woman. You're silly brain and you're coming from a low because we're underly developed. That's why you're dumbass strong. People don't affect your property, but the economy is hurting everybody. And you're over here like women's bring us peace. You're fucking stupid and hurts us to me. This is facts and reason. Okay. Remember, Republicans can't recognize reality and take responsibility. And that's true. I say it all the time. Republicans can't recognize reality and take responsibility, and that's why we have all these problems. And this is another example about how we persecute trans people when they're not the problem. Screw trans people. Like, the whole economy is the issue, and that affects everyone. And you want to like oppress trans people because it just doesn't make any sense. Like, you're an idiot. Like, this is why I call the country stupid, because they're not addressing the real problem. They're distracted from this issue that's not an issue. It's not even an issue. Like, not only does it affect such a small portion, but it's not even an issue. So they'll probably find this offensive. This is facts and reasoning. Fuck your feelings. Trans are not in bathrooms creeping like you're hearing. This is not an issue. So this all comes from, this is like the kind of thing, like America, especially conservatives, think trans people are like in the wrong bathroom. They're just trying to use a bathroom. I mean, they say if you have a penis, use the men's bathroom. If you have a vagina, use the women's bathroom. But what if you have both? That's what hermaphrodites are called. Like, then you get upset at them for just merely using the bathroom. This is what I'm saying. You act like trans people don't exist and you oppress them for their mere existence. They're not creeping on women or whatever. They're just using the bathroom by far and away. I'm not saying there's not like one person that's trans that does something, but by far and away, there's no credible evidence to say that this is even a fucking issue. You're fucking stupid. The real problem is the economy, and you're being distracted by thinking about trans people in a classic authoritarian move because you're so fucking stupid. Revealing, but this country is solved and they can't afford the healing. Out of all people, 1% are trans. They're like you and me, just doing what they. So out of all people, 1% are trans, and they are. It's like so. Like, this is why they can get away with oppressing them, because when they fight back, their numbers are so low that they can't do anything about it. That's why it's the perfect scapegoat. Dan is honest, trustworthy, hardworking citizen. And they're honest, trustworthy, hardworking citizens by far and away. Trans people are decent people. Oppression, without pressure and witnesses, they're not raping girls and women. And then I have to tell you, they're not raping girls in women's bathrooms, because they're not. Like, this is not an issue. There's no credible evidence to say that they are. Bathrooms are victims of right propaganda. The Bible in your mind, like sex is a perversion. And then I get into how Christianity is a perversion. Like, the Bible in your mind, like sex is a perversion. So tell that man it's God's baby and you're a virgin, like Jesus. Tell that man it's God's baby and you're a virgin. This facts and reasoning, fuck your feelings. Trans are not in bathrooms, creeping like you're hearing. This is not issue, the truth revealing. The country is solved and can't afford the healing. Most mass shooters and child molesters. Then I get to the real issue, like we said about that recent trans shooter or whatever. This is why I say, like, Republicans are terrorists because most shooters are straight, white, cis male that are conservative. Most of them are. But they deflect by saying trans people are the problem again, which they're not. And they reframe the debate where it's like you're a bad faith actor. This is what I mean. Like we should be dismissing these people. Like we shouldn't be arguing with them. You don't argue with crazy. You dismiss them. But but they get in power, so we have to deal with them. Project hate because money and politics. And because the wealthy have a economic and financial hegemony to pursue over the American people. Looking at me like the devil never aged. You wanna go stupid and pump me on the rap stage? You just hit a bastion and now you're up on my page. Let me make it clear if they're guilty then go hate. I'm actually responding to a rapper in this part. I'm basically telling him I expect more from him. He likes to diss a lot. And I've talked about him before. He's great. I don't think he's like, I think he's dissing the right people, honestly, if he's, but I just want to say I expect more from him than dissing trans people or something like that. And then we get into it. Calling trans people pedophiles is like calling black people agitators, which is something I'm sure you probably understand. And my audience, and this is the type of thing, like, yeah. Calling black people agitators, there is no basis, you're hating color. I expect more from you, brother. To put it plain, your hate a cover. To put it plain, I expect more from you, brother. Facts and reasoning, fuck your feelings. Trends are not advances, stripping up your hearing. Risks are not issues, the truth revealing. Because the country's solved and can't afford the healing. They used to wear perfume and brush their hair. This is all true. I just talked about this in the blog post. Spartan men were seriously gay. On a Kinsey scale, on a spectrum, they were like at least 4 gay. And 6 is like top. It's like all the way gay. And it had to do with like history of sexual behavior. And Spartan men were totally gay. I'm sure they had wives and everything, but they were bi, if anything, if not just outright gay. Their wives with the king and breed the rare. They would share. Spartan men would let their wives breed with the Spartan king. Write poems about sucking dick. Who are they? Ancient Spartan. And there's totally poetry about Spartan soldiers giving fellatio to other Spartan soldiers. Men, the Homoioi. They were, and the Spartan soldiers, the top, it was like in a pyramid. That's why the V, upside down V, is on the shield. The top was the Homoioi, which controlled the rest of society. Like a pyramid. Warriors playing, they fought harder and longer because they were gay. I don't think it wrong to love, be a gift. Plato talked about this in the writings, about how Spartan men would fight harder and longer because they would rather die 1,000,000 times over than see their lover die in battle. Like, we've totally lost that in the military today. I mean, tell that to America. This is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean by Christianity has perverted sexuality in America. Like, they should be using that, if they were smart in America, as a tool to make soldiers, to bring up morale, basically, and they're all about morale. And they totally deny humanity and make soldiers miserable instead of giving them the leeway to act in a way that would bring bond and, what I want to say, kinship. It's not kinship, but like feel like it's kinship. And live free, but what do I know? I just studied Greek history. There's a disconnect between actual behavior and what you think is happening. It's really a shame for it. There's a disconnect between what you think is happening and what is actually happening. There's totally a disconnect. There's a disconnect between actual behavior and what you think is happening. It's really a shame for you to talk a single instance when all the... It's really a shame for you to talk a single instance. Oh, I'm talking about trans people. When you talk a single instance of a trans person, but you talk a single instance about these trans in bathrooms creeping, but overwhelmingly they're not doing that. So you call people, so you call trans people pedophiles without any evidence, but the one in office is convicted. You got me real fucked up saying that Predator is innocent. This is facts and reasoning. Fuck your feelings. Trans are not in bathrooms creeping like you're hearing. This is a non-issue, the truth revealing, cause the country ain't solving and can't afford the healing. What's really going on? Propaganda by Republicans. And this is what's really going on is this: you believe the propaganda by Republicans. Like that's why the country is now insolvent. Is because you listen to Republican propaganda, America. You're so fucking stupid. Billionaire interests want us fighting among us. Because, I mean, it's not totally their fault. Like, it's because the billionaire wants us to fight among ourselves to stay distracted as the economy gets worse, so they can exploit it. Um, they want us to fighting among us while they exploit the economy for their gain. Bible about gays, you really are a fool. There's nowhere in the Bible. There's like one interpretation about how the gay is wrong because you don't want to lie with another man or something, but it was really meant to say you don't want to lie with a child. And the interpretation got mixed up. The Bible is just fictitious anyways. I don't deal with it because it's just the whole thing is like it's like an allegory. Why would you ever listen to it? It's one of the most genocidal books in all of history. Hate instead of love to rule. Going on? Propaganda by Republicans. Billionaire interests want us fighting among us. Nothing in the Bible about gays, you really are a fool. There's nothing in the Bible about gays, you really are a fool. Think Jesus would hate instead of love to rule. To think Jesus would hate instead of love to rule. There's line after line about love your neighbor, and there's like maybe one passage about being gay that got reinterpreted, and like this is that's what I mean. To think Jesus would hate instead of love to rule. You wouldn't pass biology, so don't give me that. So you wouldn't pass biology, so don't give me that hogwash. About what's a woman when your perspective whitewashed. Like this whole "What's a Woman" by like Charlie Kirk and everything. He can't even explain like what a female is, and he expects you to do it, but he's building his whole basis off of confusion. And it being a bad faith actor. And then you just eat it up, America. Like when you wouldn't pass biology yourself, and that's what you need to know to understand this, of course. And ignorance breeds hate. Like if you don't understand something, you hate something because you don't understand it, and he's feeding into that, and you don't get it. You just want to hate against trans people, and you know what? This is what happens. You have to pay more in the economy because you were distracted and didn't deal with the real issues. Your reptilian brain and your primate frontal lobe are overly underdeveloped. That's why you're a dumbass, bro. Trans people don't affect your property, but the economy is hurting everyone. This is what I mean. I mean, it's a whole argument in a song. Yeah, and conservatives are pan-troglodyte. And you're over here like weapons bring us peace. Like this is like the argument that Republicans have. And you're fucking stupid and it hurts us.
Facts and reasoning. Fuck your feelings.
Okay, that's it. Well, it started positive, didn't it? This shit pisses me off because it affects me. Basically because like a third of America wanted to hate on trans people. The rest of America has to live shittier lives, especially economically, because you had this pursuit. I mean, this is why I hate Republicans. This is what you did to the country. We all have to pay more now. We have to deal with tariffs and we have to deal with inflation and we have to deal with unaffordable prices because you wanted to hate on trans people. You fucking idiots. Just to put it plainly, you're fucking idiots. There's no other way to put it. Like, this is, and I would put it to you nicely, but you didn't allow me to get a sociology degree so I could tell you nicely, and this is how you wanted it, so this is how you're getting it. Anyways, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. I still love you even though you drive me crazy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I love you very much. And until next time, you take care. Oh, I have an outro. Don't you dare... Okay, don't you dare. I have an outro. Thank you all for tapping in with me. This was the Friday listening party for Facts and Reasoning. If you want to dive deeper, check out the blog post on fiense.com/blog. That's FIENSE.com/blog. Stream the song on all platforms. Don't forget to leave a review for my books and music. Every listen, every comment helps the movement grow. I'll see you next Friday, same time, same vibe, brand new track. If you're an artist, join my Helm 108 school community. If you're a fan, join Bandcamp. It really helps. And you can find all the links to all my content at ericleo108.com. All right. Sweet. Now that I've hammered it to you, America, I'm going to go continue working on my music so I can hammer you further. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my family. You're awesome. I love you very much. Until next time, you take care, all right?